Eep.
Ah, hello everyone. I'm Steve from Mac84 and welcome to another Mac84 live stream. It's been a while. We're going to be doing some stuff today. See if any of it works. How's everyone doing? Let's pop out the little chat thingamajig here so I can actually read it. That'll be great. Happy Halloween, everyone. Hope everyone's having a frightfully good time. Alright, so we have Garth Beagle in the chat. We have Plazzy Williams. I probably pronounced that wrong. My apologies. Snake Boy and SJ Bryan. Hello, hello. I'm sure more people will trickle in as the night goes on. Maybe. Who knows? But I got PCBs and components to solder on and things to guess about. And I don't know. Hey, Eric is here. And I need to make that font bigger. Oh my gosh. Tim is here and Chris is here. Hello, hello, hello. My goodness. Okay, so I am going to waddle around these windows here. Waddling? Yeah, sure, why not? Because YouTube likes to close everything. As soon as you click away, it just moves it. It goes whoosh. Okay, cool. So we are doing a few things today. We have this DOOMSDAY duplicator, which I like to say Doomsday. I don't know why. But this is a open source project that allows you to capture RF signals from things like a LaserDisc player to properly archive discs. Now, LaserDiscs, unlike VHS or other videotapes, are not really a linear format because they could have chapters, interactive stuff, and you could skip around and things like that, different audio tracks. And so they're a bit harder to duplicate. I'm sure if you had a movie, you could just press play, but a lot of them are interactive, like some of the Apple ones that I have. So I would love to archive those, and I've had this board for a few years now. I believe Foon actually sent this to me on social media, and I've been meaning to build one for the longest time, but they're expensive. You need a lot of parts. So I've been saving up. Someone's shooting off fireworks. I've been saving up for all the little components because it's not just the components like the little chips and things like that, which is like, that's at least $75 plus shipping. And then you have the FPGA board, which is like another $100. And then you have this USB 3 board, which is like $75. So it adds up. And even just the cabling, I have to modify a LaserDisc player to work with this. So it's going to be a bit of a project. But you got to start somewhere. So a blank PCB. And I've got a box of components here from Mouser. And we're going to see if we could do something good and put them together. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Quicksilver, hello. And Rudy, hello, hello. Happy Halloween. First time viewer and first time caller. Well, welcome to the insanity. This fella archives. Well, it's one of those things I've wanted for ages, and I've misplaced one of the LaserDiscs discs I want to archive. It has to be somewhere. I mean, yeah. I should put the lights on. Yeah, let's make it. I mean, I can't control the colors of the lights and make them spooky. Well, I could. I'm just lazy, and then I'm not gonna do that. There we go. You got some mood lighting going on. So just catching up on the chat here. Need storage for those rips. Yes. Hey Veronica, how's it going? All right, so yeah, the big thing about this is it takes the RF signal from a LaserDisc player, which you have to modify to output that signal. And then through a lot of processing, once you capture the data stream, you have to process it a lot. Through a lot of processing, then more fireworks. Then you get some sort of file that you could play in some sort of player. Now, I haven't really read too much up on that because I've been focused really on the hardware aspect of it. But I do have a few rare Apple LaserDiscs, like some training things and such like that, that I would love to archive because I haven't seen them anywhere else. And my stance on this stuff is, if I have it, I should try and preserve it as well as I can, you know, with the tools that I have available. And so I've been digitizing videotapes for ages, and I'm looking at the Apple Visual Almanac LaserDisc set I got, and that has already been archived, but there's so many more. And, you know, this media is not going to last forever, unfortunately. And one of the other soldering projects I want to get to, this was on the free pile at VCF Midwest. This is a MC Mechanic. This is a microchannel postcard for IBM PS2 computers with a microchannel slot. And I have some that have bad power supplies, and they might be cranky, so this could come in handy. Now I have no idea the little components I got to put on here, but that's another project. Speaking of little components, let me bring up a screen here that I could share. The one challenge that was putting me off from doing this project was that I got the PCB already. I didn't have to order one. However, a lot of folks wouldn't do it in the steps that I'm doing it. They were essentially just going to buy go to a PCB manufacturer and just buy the whole thing and all the parts and everything like that. Well, that was not my case. I already had the PCB. I just needed all the components. And for a better or worse, that was more of a pain in the butt to actually figure out. So let me share my screen here. So what I did was I took the BOM, or the bill of materials, from, I think they have a website here. Yeah, there's like, if you go to order the PCB, I think it brings you to the PCBWay website, not sponsored. And it gives you a bill of materials, but it's all like this. And it shows all of these part numbers. Now, some of them were exact matches. I was able to find them easy, no problem. Just put in DigiKey or Mauser. But like these, all these like R&D ones, a lot of these, they were end of life or they were not descriptive. So I literally had to Google them, and I would find like some out of stock page. And of course the manufacturer has some sort of index where they could figure out what goes to what, but I didn't. So I went through each item here, and there's about 30 different components. And some of these run different line items for some reason, so I consolidated what I could. This is a work in progress, but I was confident enough with it to spend a stupid amount of money ordering these parts. So hopefully, if I'm successful, even if I'm not, I've laid some good groundwork here, and other people can follow my footsteps and hopefully not go through the same pain and trouble that I went through. Because that was a big reason why I put this off for so long, because I was like, oh, I don't know what this component is because it's out of stock, and it's not listed on their website, because only on the website all they have is this little table here. So for an open source project, honestly, the documentation has not been superb, as one sometimes expects from these things. So yeah, but that's where we started here, and we're hopefully going to get to a good spot. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Yes, no capacitor jump scares, please. And so what I'm going to be doing here is putting together this project. So I have the PCB here, and I guess we're just going to get right into it. A few things before we start. I am working on a video, a number of videos. You see I have a Macintosh clone behind me, so that gives you a hint of what I'm working on. I think I'll be able to put a Patreon exclusive version of that later tonight on the website, and then hopefully post that Saturday or Sunday for you all to see. And I am still planning on working on a VCF Midwest video and a VCF East video. I just have not had the chance. But I think people would like to see those things. The swap meet video, rather. And I never did a VCF East video from last April. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how much time it happens. Oh, boy. Steve knows, Paul. All right, so we're going to get started by pulling a component out of the box. And we have a big box of components here. There's a lot of stuff in here. And so we get to find out what is what. Now, I did label them. That's a pro tip for anybody ordering things like this. There is like this little customer SKU thingamajig, part number. And so I wrote like, oh, this is, you can't see it, this is switch 401 or whatever. So now I know the placement on the PCB when I take this part out. Some of these are going to be a bit less intuitive because they're like multiple capacitors, but apparently there's an order for this, or a recommended order. So like it wants us to put U301 in first and then so on and so forth. So I'm going to loosely follow that, but I don't think anything's going to be too annoying except for the big BNC connector. So first we have to find U301, and of course there's a big possibility that I screwed up and we have the wrong sizes of components. I mean, some of these are really tiny. Okay, so we are looking for U301. We will see in the many Ziploc bags here. We have R301. Where these components are. In fact, let me put those in there. And then, of course, the most expensive parts of these are the FPGA board. This is that, what's the word? DE0 Nano. I think it's similar to what you would get for your Mr. FPGA thingamajig. Yes, please smash the like button. And then this USB, what is it called? Easy USB FX3 Super Board thing. A CY USB 3 Kit 003. Okay, so those are the big chunky pieces. The rest should be fairly small. Except for whatever this is and whatever this is. Oh, this is U301. They gave me a big bag. Let's see why. Attention, observe precautions for handling electrostatic devices. Well, I have my socks on. I'm going to rub them really vigorously against the carpet that I'm on. And what could possibly go wrong? Where are the scissors? There they are. I have to lean forward. Okay, oops. Almost dropped them into the crevice of the desk and the wall. But I always thought this project was really cool. And so I'm glad to finally get myself working on this. And again, I will see if this bill of materials for all these parts is actually accurate. We'll find out together. There's only one way to find out for sure. So we have a bunch of delicious silica gel. Do not eat that. And we have our little card that tells us to bake the parts if things are not blue, but it's all blue. So I think we're good. And that was just for this little teeny tiny chip. This little guy. Do not eat the gel. Hey, Mike. But it looks so delicious. Put that back in there. So we had this little chip first. And hopefully they marked it on the board. They did. Let's switch over to the microscope view, if this wants to cooperate. It's a little. I really need to clean my microscope. I've been saying that for about 1.5 years now, but you'll have to deal, I guess. Sorry. All right, so I got this little chip and has a little dot there. So I'm assuming that lines up like that. Yeah. All right. So let's just go into hard mode here and just put the chip on the board first, without anything else in the way. Do not eat the chips either without salsa. Ah, that's what I forget. I always forget. I haven't done this in a while. We have to turn on our soldering iron, don't we? Let's see if it's even plugged in. I like my chips with dip. Nerd! There we go. I just remembered I have to mail something back tomorrow to somebody who's been very patient with me. Yay, soldering iron has power. Okay. Let that turn on. Oh, and I got new tweezers like months ago, and I finally found the box again. We'll see if these are any good. Oh, that's really cool, Exile. That is super cool. Yeah, so there's a whole history behind the DOOMSDAY thingamajig. I always say Doomsday because it's funny. But basically, there's a whole history of the DOOMSDAY project and why, because it's like an interactive LaserDisc type thing, that the best way to duplicate that. And so this project was sort of born out of that. There's a whole, there's links in the video description and such if you want to learn more. As my network attached storage unit makes A lot of concerning noises from across the room, but it's fine. Okay, we're going to start off with the hardest component, I guess. They pronounce it Doomsday. Okay, then I'm glad saying it Doomsday, because I'm an idiot. I can't pronounce anything right. My excuses. I'm from Jersey. I always wonder why it was spelled differently. Oh, well. This is why you don't look things up, Stephen. Anyway, yes, Doomsday, however you say it. Sorry, brain bad. But it's a really cool project, and I am finally glad to... It's only taken me years to get around to sourcing the components and saving up for these expensive things, because you need the FPGA DLE and all that stuff. I'm going to shut up for a second so I could align this chip, which probably should just be tacked in the corners first. Come on. Need more solder. I haven't soldered in over a month, I think. There we go. I'm streaming! Yay! Only bad part about streaming is I have to do all the work. I can't just sit on my butt and watch TV and watch other people stream. That's the most fun, when you don't gotta do any of it. Alright, let's try and drag solder and see if we're gonna... Oh, I screwed up already. Look at that. I just made all the pads next to this. Oh, boy. Remember that thing where I said I haven't soldered in a while? Yeah, big surprise. Oof. Oh, boy. Now we have to find where my tools are, like the soldering braid. Yeah, boy. Well, that monkey's going to pay. Alright, we got our soldering braid. I beg for forgiveness here. I mean, that's actually not too bad, but... Those have to be tinned anyway. I think just adding a little bit more flux in some of these areas would help, but nothing like starting a project and being a goofball right at the start. And don't worry, folks watching at home, this is all part of the show. Alright, cool. Hey, Mike, how's it going? And David. Alright, so let's zoom in here. Let's see how much we screwed up, huh? Actually, that all looks good. Those do look like they're sitting a bit proud, but I think they're all connected. So I'm gonna not worry about that right now, as they all look fine. Well, you know what? Let's turn this sideways. Let's look at it from an angle here. Yeah, they look all fine to me. Happy Halloween! Alright. Hello, Greg, and anybody else I have missed. Joe, as certain. Gut Bomb, of course. Hello, hello, hello. My back hurts already. Burned wood, Garth's favorite. Alright, let's see. So that was the first component they suggested we install. The next is U302 and U303. Alright, so let's find those, and they go right there. So they're similar little components here. And all the mics. Things go box. Where did I put the big bag? There they are. Oh boy. 10 trick-or-treaters. Yeah, we usually don't get enough. A lot, rather. But we had a few. So next is U302, U303. So let's find those. U302 and U303. They are the same item. Excellent. Put this to my side. Verbally tell myself that so I do not forget. You had 2. We had 0, but it's rainy night. Ah. Alright, so these are Tri-State ABT Octal TI buffers and line drivers. Of course they are. Yes. Everyone knows that. It has been a while, Brock. Yes, my goodness. I've been stupid busy with other things, unfortunately. Not a lot of them were fun. So, but I had some time today. Not sure if I'm going to have any time this weekend. So I figured, let's do a stream. I just got this box in the mail yesterday or so. I've been itching to put this together for years. So I've got to start somewhere. I can't guarantee we'll get through everything tonight. Probably won't. Certainly don't have, whoopsies, I don't have the LaserDisc player all modded up for this yet, but that is another thing that we have to do. Okay, so we have a little solder ball there because I'm an idiot. And these both have a little marking, so we have to make sure they're installed like that. Perfecto. So we're going to put some flux down. I said we're going to put some flux down. A little too much, but it's fine. Yeah, we usually give out like pretzels or chips or something like that, or stuff that we'd have because we we never get too many trick-or-treaters. We're in an odd spot in the neighborhood where, you know, our house is visible, but, you know, it's you know, there's a lot of trees and stuff, so people just assume, oh, those people don't want to give out candy or whatever. Oopsies. All right. These tweezers are very sharp and new, unlike what I'm used to, which is a pile of garbage. All right, let's tack down this one before we start getting fussy with the other one. And let's move my chair so I'm actually more comfortable. No, we're not doing any solder paste and hot air or that stuff. We just blow all the components off the board. Good old delicious leaded solder for me. One wants a little more persuasion there. I mean, the soldering tip I'm using is pretty large, but I actually do feel like I have a good amount of control with it. Now, that's probably an illusion, because I'm an idiot, but, yeah, case in point. I don't know. Usually, I think it gets hot enough where I don't have to really worry too much about if something's like sticking or going to be a problem or whatever, so put enough flux on anything, it'll be fine. Yes, there's a little bit too much solder there, but we have our soldering wick, and we only have a few of these ICs we have to worry about, so. See, we have a little bit of a bridge there. Come on. That side looks beautiful. This side, I think there's a bridge right on the first pin there. And let's try and visually confirm. Yeah, kind of. And also some of those pads could maybe use a little bit more, but let's try and... There we go. That was a big mistake now, wasn't it? There we go. Come on. Remember that time when Steve was soldering and he went back to fix the thing and he made it worse? No, that's every episode. Something, 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 soldering, something, 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 something. So, for those of you who had people visit for trick-or-treating, was there any familiar costumes or favorite costumes? Or if you have kids that dressed up, what did your kids dress up as? Or if you dressed up? I would like to know. I'd also like to know, why do I keep torturing myself with doing the same thing wrong 5 times? Clean your tip, John. It's clean enough, you gut bum! I'm old and cranky and haven't done this in too long. See, now I think that has not enough solder on it. But we can always tidy things up a little later if we have to, I think. That's just fine. More flux, more money. Kiddo is Mario today. Ah, very cool. It's me, Mario. Buy my game or I go out of business. Alright, so we have one more of these little chips to go, it looks like. Just as dinosaurs. Nice. Alright. So we have one more of these tiny little chips here. Let's make sure we're putting them on in the right orientation. Because these would be annoying to put on again. Remove and all that fun stuff. These new tweezers are good because I haven't screwed them up yet. Yeah, so it's a way of really professionally archiving discs because obviously they have random access sections and chapters and whatever. There is a link in the video description for you to learn more about the project. But essentially, it takes you can modify certain LaserDisc players to output an RF signal, and then you take that RF signal and you capture it. And then you have to do a whole buttload of processing. I think each disc is like 50 gigs or something ridiculous like that. But you get a surprisingly good picture, so I'm told. Wouldn't it be funny if I go through all this and... Oh, no. And it's not as good as some of the rips I've done already? I'm kidding. It'll be fine. All right. All right, so that's tacked down. Let's give it a bit more flux. Oh, fume extraction. Yes, I should turn mine on, I guess. Yeah, it's a very interesting project. I am very excited to take a look at how it results. Now, like I said at the top of the hour, I'm probably not going to be able to show you anything today. We'll see if I can actually finish this whole build. But there's a lot of different little components. There's little boards I have to do, and then I have to modify my LaserDisc player. And I I did look up briefly about like players that are supported, and I have at least one of them. Yeah, it's fume extraction time. Excuse me. But I haven't decided how I'm going to do that just yet. Oh, this is always fun to snake this fume extractor around so it actually fits where I should. Alright, and hopefully the noise suppression or whatever will take care of the noise of the thing. Let's see if, according to this here... Alright, now I'm sure there's a filter I could turn on here for something. Ah, what was the button again? Filters, here we go. Alright. Well, hopefully you can still hear me alright. It might have a weird quality to the sound, but my lungs need to not die. Well, so LaserDisc discs are mastered sometimes with a mix of digital audio and analog video. So, yeah, the filter works pretty damn well. And when I'm not talking, you can't hear anything. So that's good. Alright, so looks like our little chips have been soldered on, which is good. Now we're off to the next components, which is U401. U401. I found U501. U401 is this little guy right there. So let's look for that. I found U501. That's next, so I'll bring that out. Do you have an exit button? Yes. Well, I'm not going to push it. U401 in the biggest package. All right. Happy chips. Happy chips. More delicious silica gel inside, I'm sure. We have a little card with all the blue colorful things. There. Gonna have plenty of silica gel left over after this. Oh, you know, YouTube chat, just show me the live chat. Why do you always go to the top chat? I'm sorry, folks, if I missed anything. Not my fault. Stupid YouTube. Hey, Tevrudin. And anybody else? Wooden Gamer? Hello, hello. Anybody else I missed? Delicious. Delicious. All right. All right, so we got a little baby component here. This is 401. You sunk my battleship. Oh yeah. Sharp tweezer action. There we go. You have a little circle. Where's your little divot? Where's your little divot? How am I supposed to tell which one of you legs is first? Oh, I guess that's the divot? I thought that was a copyright symbol. Oh no, is this too tiny? Oh, that's the switch. I'm an idiot. Oh boy. Yay, it fits. If it fits, I solder. Alright, hello Rodville, hello Brian, and anybody else I did not say hello to? Hello, welcome to whatever the heck this is. I haven't soldered in a while. And it's painfully obvious. Please, please. Mr. 84 is my father. Alright, so the little hole there for the marking is on the corner, and that's where it is on the silk screen. Come on, get some flux over there. There we go. Nice and fluxy. We're all friends here. We're all friends here. Yes, I had the background noise suppression on because fume extraction, because lungs. If there's a better filter you folks want me to experiment with, I'm happy to try. And I managed to get more solder in places I shouldn't. That's okay, the box is empty. Hey, it's Bruce. How's it going, Bruce? So yeah, I'm using a audio filter for the fume extractor, so apologies if I sound a little bit crummier than usual. I like not coughing on solder fumes, like what happened in the beginning of the stream. That was fun. I'm getting stuff everywhere, aren't I? Me not soldering in a while adds to the entertainment. Oh boy. I swear I know what I'm doing. At least I did. At one point. One could reasonably argue. It's fine. Stuff has to be soldered there anyway. Yeah, the OBS filter's name is noise suppression. Let's see if there's a bunch of them here. 3-band equalizer, compressor, expander, gain, invert polarity, limiter, noise gate, noise suppression. So if there's a different one for me to try, happy to do it. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing when it comes to filters and fancy OBS stuff. I'm just a simple soldering man who can't even do that right, apparently. All right, next is U501, which is right here. Yay, YouTube tutorials. I like how this one has two warning stickers on it. Just says you better pay extra close attention. Well, thank you, Jack. You're very, very kind. Can I say hello to you, Jack? Hello, Jack. Come on, get out of there. I said get out of there. All right. So, this is 501. And 501 goes here to this little thing. Oh, no, that's L501. You joker, Steven. You almost installed the thing in the wrong place. Wouldn't be the first time. Man, I was looking at photos of VCF Midwest. I miss it so much already. I don't miss the damage it did to my wallet, but still. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do is, last time I had to do this, is just put a little bit... Why won't this stay? Just put a little bit of solder on this pad here. It's sort of like a heat sink, a big ground thingamajig. There we go. And that'll just make it a little bit easier for me to put this component in place. Yeah, I saw the VCF Midwest channel. I believe it was Jim Leonard put out a great little video. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. I've been freaking slammed with stuff. But it's on my saved watch list. And of course, I want to make my own too, but I haven't gotten around to it. But hopefully one day soon. Just pin this down first. There we go. All nice and happy. All right. You couldn't see any of that because I'm too zoomed in. Yay! All right, so that part is on. It's good. See, I wish you had gone to VCF Southwest this year. Well, yeah, I can't make them all, unfortunately. And unfortunately, that tied in directly to the only time I take a year for vacation. So that was not happening, unfortunately. Never say never, no. Maybe another time they have it. But it just happened to work out those dates. I already had booked some other travel, so I wasn't able to do that. Yes, David, I've been told about this NVIDIA thing for the longest time. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm on a little Mac Mini M4, so I don't have to deal with any of this garbage Windows crap. Graphics card drivers, oh my gosh, the last time I streamed from a PC, I clicked the stream button and it's like, this feature is not supported on NVIDIA, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Oh, God. All right. I mean, I'll have different Windows retro garbage problems, but all right, so now it's time to install the switch. Now this is the component that I guessed on, so we'll see if this is the right one. Oh boy. And so I did put little part numbers on here. Oh, look at that. Out of this whole bag of parts, it was the first one I grabbed. Now, I haven't used a version of Windows from 1984. I'm not crazy. I only use compact computers from 1997. This is in like a little taped package. No, it's not painless because I have a i7 laptop or whatever that's fairly modern, and OBS was very upset about its graphics card. I'm sure if you took the time and set it up right, blah, 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 but who the hell has time for that? Not me. Not me. All right, so here's the switch. And this is not the right type. Okay, so that's not going to fit there because I got this little switch guy, which is like this. And it needs to go there, which is not exactly the same form factor. But I bought two different switches. So let's see if the other one I bought is the right size. I don't know. It's a laptop with an i7 in it. It's a Dell one. I've streamed with it before. There's a lot of components here. Oh my goodness. This is fun. All these parts. It's like a puzzle. Here's another switch. I think this is going to be too big as well, but we will try. Dude, if I don't know the name of the laptop, how do you think I know what the GPU is? Hey, Ryan. Nope, this ain't gonna fit either. Oh, no. My poor Switch. I need a better Nintendo Switch. Well, we're gonna have to leave the Switch part out of it because both of the Switches I ordered are not of the right size. So, yeah. Oops. These are almost identical. Great job, Steven. So, I'll put those aside. It's a laptop, David. It's a laptop. Not putting a GPU in a laptop. All right. So we're going to skip that little switch, and we'll have to find a suitable part or just hack the crap out of it later on. Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be a big BBB special. But that's a good question because I don't even know the polarity of which switch is which. I mean, there is a schematic, so I guess we can figure it out. But, I'm not building another PC anytime soon. No, thank you. Last time I looked one up for, like, I wanted to buy a game or whatever. I ended up buying a PlayStation. I'm like, screw that. I wanted like $1,500 or $1,000 just for the graphics card. I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to have a faster PC in the house, but it's like, I don't need any of that right now. My little Macs are puttering around just fine. There we go. And I have a video game console for the video games. I have no idea what the heck a 5090 is. I'm an old man. Confused. All right, so we have two capacitors here. This is C501, C503. These are the larger ones. At least they should be. 501 and 503, right here, right next to each other. Excellent. Let's see. That laptop has enough problems running stock as is. I'm not Action Retro over here or calling Mr. hacking in external GPUs to things. I don't have the patience for that stuff. No, thank you. All right. So we got two little caps here. It's very nice of them to put the polarity on the board. Yay! So let's just confirm 501, 503. All right. Yeah, I mean, I had purchased, what's that game? No Man's Sky for the PlayStation. And then it was on sale on Steam, and I'm like, you know what? I'm curious how this runs on the Mac. And, you know, if you just put it down to 1080p, which my monitor on my gaming system is only 1080p, it runs great. I mean, it's not like the best GPU in the world, but it's like, for integrated graphics, I think it's pretty damn good. Alright, so on the tantalum caps, the plus is the positive side. So solder these up. The fume extractor is doing its job. I need more solder. Yeah, I mean, I was playing it on the M1 Studio that I have, and it's just like the base model, and it's fine. Like it doesn't run the best, but it runs fine. And then it runs great on this little mini I have down here. So I'm not going to you know, get any gamer awards for the fastest whatever the heck, but I don't freaking care. If I can play the damn thing, that's all I care about. Bruce is going to yell at me. This capacitor is a bit crooked. Never hear the end of it from Bruce. By the way, that whole thing, what was it, the Australia Computer Museum was doing with the Macintosh SE30s, that was so much fun to watch, Bruce. Thank you very much for sharing that. I'm not going to fix it just to piss you off. It was very entertaining seeing what was inside of those machines and the state they was in. I know you had a fixed camera angle, but it was a lot of fun. Hey, Skittles the Husky. Hope I said that right. First time catching it live. Hope all is well. Just wanted to say thanks for showing all the cool tech hijinks you get into. You're inspiring me to keep experimenting and learning new things in IT. Well, it's scary that you learned something from me, but thank you. Hopefully you're better at soldering than I am. It was a fun day. It looked like it looked busy, but it looked enjoyable. All right, so we did 501 and 503. So now we are going through a whole mess of capacitors, C305 and etc. So let's find that in the bag. I do. That's the whole point I'm doing this. Is I have some Apple technical training laser discs. That's on a set of 3 discs, and I have this education and learning one, and then I have the visual almanac, and then I have another one that I got at BCF Midwest not long ago. check my messages. Ah, Bruce. Make me click things. The capacitor's crooked. Well played, Bruce. Well played. Now you can watch me screw it up. LaserDiscs are fun. LaserDiscs are fun. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. I'm not doing that, Bruce. You super chat me. We'll see. I'm gonna eat those words, aren't I? All right. So capacitor 305 and onward. All right, that's 302. So that's the next batch. Let's see. What do I got here? Got some resistors. Got some jumper thingamajigs. I have 2001 on a Criterion LaserDisc. And boy, is that video a bit noisy. Probably the disc is a bit rotted, but that's another reason to archive these things, because nothing lasts in good shape forever. I bet it's in the little bag I put back. Mine, I think, was the older release, not the remastered one they did. But that was the first time I've seen the movie. So many parts. Those are resistors. Resistors. I'm not seeing it here. Let's go through it. It's like going through a deck of cards multiple times. And it should be a fairly chunky bag. Not really. These are small components anyway. But there should be a bunch of them. At least a dozen of them or so. Ah, RCA video disc Selectivision. Want Jeff to be our dad? I think Jeff has his hands full with his own legitimate children, let alone YouTube people who want to be his children. Oh yeah, so I do have some like educational laser discs that actually have barcodes and have a barcode. You can actually see it where my finger is, right there. It's a Pioneer barcode dealie for laser discs, and you scan a barcode, and it jumps to that section of the disc, which is really cool. We'll eventually be organized here, folks. Sorry. There's just a lot of darn components. And I want to make sure I didn't... did I already put it on the desk? That would have been funny if I did. Yeah, I did. No, those are the next ones. That's 501. We did those already. Let's put those over there. We did that switch already. That was the wrong one. And did that one already. That was the wrong one. So yeah. They must be here somewhere. Maybe they're hiding. You're all dorks in my eyes. Alright, so this is a BNC connector. That's not it. Process of illumination, folks. Another BNC connector. That's not it. These are resistors. These are... Here it is. Yay! Alright, Gut Bomb, we're about to find out if the capacitors I ordered for these are the right size or not. Oh, the DiscoVision one. What's cool about the DiscoVision discs, some of them did not have a used side, but they had to put something there. So a lot of the time what they did is they simply put like an educational thing over there just because they had leftovers. So you'll get like a General Motors or a Ford disc about like fixing whatever or how to be a good sales agent or some garbage. It's hilarious. I actually had one because you just put some rubbing alcohol on one side and you take away the lacquer or whatever that would stop it from reading it, and there you go. you had a movie that you probably don't want to watch. but you know, it's a bonus. All right, let's take this off of here. Speaking of LaserDiscs, one of my favorites is the unaltered Star Wars trilogy on LaserDisc. That's a tiny little capacitor. Alright, so this is 305. 305, 305, 305. There we go. 305. Yeah, it's close enough. Still have a pile of LaserDiscs to capture. These generate so much data. Yeah, I know, Enix, that's going to be fun. Good thing I have a network attached storage unit with about 60 terabytes of free space. Where'd that cap go? Right there. Okay. So 305, and let's say, what else is there? So it's 311's the same one. So let's just put these all here. Well, let's put some flux here first, because then these will sit nice. Yeah, and there's a few different versions of Star Wars on LaserDisc. They did some original releases, and there's a whole bunch of different things with those CLV releases. Then they did a CAV collection, and the first pressing missed a few frames on like side 2 of The Empire Strikes Back or whatever, and so on and so forth. And so there's so many different versions, but they were fun. I sort of went on a collecting spree a decade or so ago, and I got a lot of them. All right, so the next one is 311. Just want to make sure this is the same value. It is. These are non-polarized. And I actually imported some from Japan, which was cool because they had different artwork. Oops. All right, and then we have 307. Is that the same? Yes, it is. I'll try and make sure these aren't crooked, Bruce. I shouldn't promise things to Bruce. I can't keep. Okay, this is 301, and yes, it's the same list. I just want to make sure I'm not putting a component in the wrong spot. I will have to find a new switch that fits this one, or I'll just solder my own, but they were only like a buck or two, so I'm not too upset. There was one chip that was $15, so I'm glad that fit. So this is 303, and I believe that's the same. It is. And the last one here is 309. That is there as well. Okay, great. So let me get that off, and I'm going to actually put this back. Oh, that's the wrong little plastic baggie. Where'd the good plastic baggie go? This one. Let me put them back here. So I said at the top of the stream, but the parts, just the components for the board, were around $75, I'd say. The big expense came from the 2 required boards that you need to run this damn thing. Now, I got the PCB for free. That was a very nice thing that Foon on social media sent me, because they had some leftovers, and that was very kind of them to do that. But I still had to, get all the materials. I could have just gone to one of the PCB manufacturers and had them do it, but I already had PCB, so I didn't want to waste that. But in addition to the cost of the components themselves, there's an FPGA board that was like $115, $120, and then there's this USB 3 board, which is like $75. And with all these garbage tariff thingamajigs and whatever, it added a few bucks to it. So that's roughly what the things cost. I'm sure if I shopped around, I know I could have saved a few bucks on a component here or there, but then I would have double dipped for shipping. So, sometimes it just doesn't make sense to do that. But it's not a project that you just go out and be like, oh yeah, let me just dump $300 on this thing. I was piecemeal considering building this for the longest time, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's just get started on it. We'll never do it. All right, so let's try and be not crooked here for our good pal Bruce, or he's going to yell at us. It almost got a little crooked there, Bruce. Bruce was typing a message, I'm sure. By the way, Bruce just released a video. Oopsies, whoopsies. It's my fault for trying to do two things at once. Bruce just released a very cool video. Oh, let me get this straight here. I can't think and talk at the same time. I'm sorry. My brain doesn't have enough bandwidth. Bruce did a very cool video about building his own web server and then serving a website. Fascinating stuff, especially if you want to see how I think a Macintosh LC2 it was serves up a website. Is the website still live, Bruce, or did we give it the hug of death? Yeah, I'm sure one of these pins does. Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty light with solder. I will touch them up, but they are not moving anywhere, which is good. So. I probably have a dozen or so pair of tweezers, and I lose them. I don't replace them. I just lose them, and I get another pair. Ah, the LC3. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought the LC3 was an LC2. I knew you weren't that insane. All right, well, it's not Brankus Creations level of straight and professional there, but that'll do. Yes, please put the URL in there so people can spam it. Yeah, poor little LC2. Bruce, you'll laugh at this. I wanted to set up a little Macintosh by my desk upstairs because the clear Mac SE30 I made, well, you know, I fixed it up and brought it out to VCF Midwest and made sure the floppy drive was installed in there and it worked perfectly. Came back from the show, floppy drive is dead. Not reading discs anymore. It probably needs cleaning or whatever. But I don't know what happened. Just by taking for a car ride. So I'm like, you know what? I want to set up a Mac on my desk. What's compact? What's small? I was thinking of an LC, but I'm like, I want a CD drive too. I don't want to have to deal with an external thing. Probably could have just done that. But I had a 6300 or 6200 or one of those stupid things. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me plug it in. I plug it to the power. Oof. Did I get a whiff of capacitors from that power supply? I'm like, nope, unplugging you. Unplugging you. Now, I did have a second one that was cosmetically worse for wear. And I did plug that in, and that runs okay. But it's a 603, you know. I'd probably be better off with an LC3. Anywho, more capacitors here. Okay, so we did 305, 307, 301, 303, They should order these better on the website. So 313 is next. 313. Those are different ones. $314, $316, $313. Okay, right there. All right, so $313 is the same. We're doing that. Let's get those back out of the plastic baggie I put them in. Yes. So many image writers, Eric. So many image writers. You mean a web browser is picky at a 40-year-old hosting site thing? No. Couldn't be. That can't be the problem at all. Alright, where else are we going? 13 and then 14, 15, 16. So 16 is right next to us. Let's do that. And then we have... See, I should have installed 17 before. I don't agree with their assessment of doing that. And then we have 18, but not 19. Okay. 18 is the same capacitance, but not 19. Okay, so we have 17, 16, 13. All right, so let's do these first, then we'll come back, because if I put too many down, I'll just get confused. So let's get 3 more out of here. 1, 2, 3. These are tiny little suckers. My goodness. This is not the first project board you want to try. All right. There. This is a spare one. We'll put you over there. Okay. Oh, you added a guest book. I got to sign that. So when the wife and I got married in 2016, we set up a retro website and it had a guest book. And it was really great and everyone loved it. Problem was, it didn't have really any anti-spam things. And the website stopped loading. Turns out the guest book got a little bit spammed. And who wants to guess how big the file was of the guest book before we had to take it offline? Who wants to guess the file size of that guest book? I should turn this the other way. Not 15 gigs. Good guess, but not. It was thankfully not as big. What did I do here? I messed this up, didn't I? Wasn't 4 gigabytes. Whoopsies. This capacitor is going to have plenty of solder on it. So I'm too lazy to fix it. It was just under a gigabyte. I think it was like 800 something megabytes. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, it was only up there for like a few months before I noticed it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta do something about this. So I had to find a browser, like Chrome at the time didn't want to download it from the FTP, or I had to FTP it or something. And I downloaded this huge file, and then I had to find something to open it, because I couldn't find anything to parse a file that large, and I finally did. And then I was able to just, it was very clear of when the spam started. So it was annoying. Hey, Socket Munch, how's it going? Yes, that's a bit proud, but I don't care. If it works, it works. We're not going for any beauty pageants here. None of my soldering does. So why should I start now? Gut bomb. Not creepy, I promise. I can confirm that gut bomb is not creepy. As long as that check clears, buddy. I'll keep saying these things. Yeah, I would argue it's probably best for beginners to install that capacitor first before there are two chips sandwiched between it. So I don't necessarily agree with the order that they provided on the website, but hopefully someone in the future watching me make these dumb mistakes will figure that out as well. We seem to have lost a capacitor. That's good. Good thing I didn't order any extras. It's going to be a pain in the butt to do as well. I mean, I guess most people who are into this stuff, if you're not into soldering, you just have just go through a PCB manufacturer or whatever to do it, but not me. What'd you see in one of my videos? Something? Hold on. Okay, yeah. Where did this tiny little capacitor go? I had a spare one. Oh, I guess maybe I didn't. Maybe I just miscounted because I'm dumb. Alright, so we installed some new caps here. That's C13. Well, 313. And just going down the list here. 316, got it. 317, got it. And 318. So we need 314. No. Wait, yeah, okay. Well, then I counted wrong because I'm dumb. So there needs to be another one right there. And let's just make sure none of them fell off or anything. All right. I swear we had an extra one. But I could also be brain go. Thinking. Forgetting. So I'm sorry. 314. Wow. Numbers. Number recall. No worries, Bruce. I should have gotten some extra capacitors. I wasn't really thinking. Well, that got messy now, didn't it? The second Bruce leaves. My goodness, the capacitors have a mind of their own. Bruce is not here, so I can make this one crooked because I really don't feel like trying to fix it. All right. Oh, yes. Ron did that. Yes, Ron did the Money Magazine video. Okay. All right. So now we did 16. We did 17. We did 18. Now we have to do 309. So we have, these are different, I believe. 48, 409. There's resistors. 504. Nope. So we need to do 309. Oh, 309 we did. 311 we did. They're just listed in a weird order. Okay, so now 401, 402, 502. So let's do 401 and 402. Just saw those. Here, nope, that's L. That's another L. Those are resistors. Here we go. 402. So where's 401? 401, we're out there. So we have 402, 408, 402, 408. No, that's resistor. So we have 402. And there's 401. Okay, so 401, 402. So let's do first. Okay, so just double checking that list, 401 and 402, correct? Okay. Let's get a little solder on here. All right, I'm sorry, my head is blocking the view here. The viewport of the microscope is slightly misaligned with the camera. So you don't see exactly what I see, so sometimes it's misaligned, and I do apologize. It's not on purpose. Okay, that's good. Alright, that's fine. So C401 and 402 are done. Now we have to do 408 and 502, 504. So let's take out 3. Alright, so this goes to 408, so I've put some flux in there. Let's try and find where 502 and 504. There's 502. And there's 504. Okay, great. So let's put some flux on there. I did say again, 504. Yes, I do my best soldering off camera. Ah, these caps are so tiny. They're such wee little capacitors. Okay. I'm impressed with these tweezers. I'll have to remind myself which ones I ordered, because I wouldn't mind having a second pair. Doodle. Sort of got into that switch area. Alrighty. It's very weird having such a small board. I could just swirl around. I'm used to having big clonking boards on my desk. Need more solder. All right, so those are good. Yes, the Halloween Pac-Man game on the Google page, I might have like played through the whole thing maybe 3 or 4 times. Pro tip, intentionally die so you could see the little fun screen they have. Because that was fun. All right, so I think we're good here. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's see, is that what we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfecto. Okay, so the next are a set of 9 capacitors. So I did order extras. 16, 17, 18. Yes, I ordered 20 of them. Okay, that's fine. It's always good to have some extras, especially when they're like 12 cents each or something. All right. So the next set are these 302, 304. I ordered 10 of them, so I have 1 spare. Oh boy. Get a drink of water. It's been going for an hour and a half already. So these are the 2.2 microfarad tantalum capacitors. So these all have polarity on them. Fancy. All right, so let's get these out of here. These are a little bit less small, so hopefully they'll be harder to lose. So these are 302, 304. Let's just confirm here. 302, 304, 310. Nope. 308, 310. And then we have 312 and 306. Okay. So 6 of them go here. And then we have a few others, which we'll figure out later. So let's just take out 6 of these. And then we'll, after we're done with these, we'll deal with the rest. Centra 610. You know, those are fun machines. I really had a fondness for those pizza boxes. Joe's doing science. Watch out, folks. Watch out. You know, my first pizza box Mac that I ever experienced was the 6100. My aunt had a Performa. I think it was a 616 CD or something like that. Okay, genius. Well, if this is the positive, are those all the same positive too? I guess they are. But it would have been nice if you silk screened a plus, like right above the C306 or something. I mean, I assume they're all the same, but you know. And did I lose a capacitor already? Maybe it didn't come out of the bag. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I only counted 5. All right, I'll take it out in a second. It's a special piece of wood, Eric, that is chemically designed and formed for Mac 84 soldering. And if you don't believe that, it's rare. One of a kind. All right, let's move these guys out of the way. All right, so those are on. You do you, Joe. You do you. Not even gonna pretend to understand what insanity you're doing, but I support it. So I did get to visit the Computer History Museum. Was it last week? And they line. Eric just said something and made me remember it. What did you say? Someone said they had advocacies. Yes, David said. Yeah, they had those on display, and I'm like, oh, I know those things. We had those in grade school too. Like early on, there was like a tool. I'm like, hey, here's a thing. But man, that museum, you could spend hours there. I did. I think I spent almost 5 hours there. They have some special exhibits, and both of them were not being demoed on that day. One was the IBM 4000 or something like that. You go on their website, find out more about it. And then they had a PDP section, and they give you like hands-on demos, which would have been fun to see. But you know, I was just there when I could be there. And I was happy enough to see some stuff. I got inspired to finish some videos I've been hanging on to for a while, like some Mac clone stuff. Couldn't have made these capacitors like 2 more millimeters apart. But really a fantastic museum. It's very affordable to get in. The person at the front desk was wearing a VCF shirt. And they appreciated my VCF hat. So that was neat. And they had all sorts of stuff. They had video game stuff there. They had very early computing stuff like punch cards. And that was just fascinating. I learned a ton. I might end up making a video about it. I'm not sure if I have enough footage from it, but it might just be one of those things like, hey, I did the thing. But yeah, if you're ever in the area, it's near Palo Alto, highly recommend it. Then again, I can't think of a computer museum I've been to that I don't recommend. So. Let's see, I'm trying to think of the computers we had in school. When I was in grade school, we had LCs and a few Performa 500 series, like maybe 2 or 3. The rest were LCs, and then it had a big monitor, like a big TV that had a VGA input, and one of the LCs was connected to it. And then I want to say in middle school, our math class had a surplus of Apple II, so I helped the teacher set up all the Apple IIs. I knew nothing about Apple IIs. I just assumed they were like a Mac, but I was an idiot. I was a kid. What did I know? And I helped them set up all the Apple IIs. There was a laser clone there. There was a 2GS there. Not all the Apple IIs were color, so the kids would fight over it. We had discs and games, Oregon Trail, Number Munchers, whatever, all that stuff. But, it was fun. I remember one of the kids asking if AOL ran on them. Just fun. And then in the library we had I think it was like a Pentium, whatever. It was that they had internet access there. And then our typing class was all like Pentium or Pentium 2 systems, something like that. But a lot of the teachers in that middle school had Mac LCs on their desk, and they were the cheaper ones without a hard drive. I got to use one once, and I'm like, why isn't it booting up? She's like, oh, you got to put the disk in there. And I'm like, oh my God, what? And that's when I learned Mac LCs could ship without a hard drive and a monochrome screen. I was like, this is terrible. But that's when I learned about the kid's mouse, the Logitech mouse shaped like a little mouse. I love that thing. It's plugged into the Quadra 800 back right there. One of the best mice ever. And then in high school we had Pentium 2 gateways, but then we also got Emacs. Because the teacher thought the G5 iMacs would be tipped over. They probably would have been on those crummy tables they had. All right, what are we doing? Soldering. That's right. So we did those 6 up there. We have 3 more to go. So let's try and identify where these go. So this was 308, 310. So we need 309. No, 409. Sorry. See, any other 400s? No, just 409 and 319. And what's the other one we're missing? 306 we have. I wish this was laid out a little bit differently. I am very bad at remembering numbers. Okay, 315, 319, and 409. There's 319, there's 315. Okay, right there, those two. And 409 is right there. Okay, so these two and that one. That's where we're going next. Let's double check here. All right, because I do not want to put these in the wrong spot. Let's put the extra back in the little baggie. I had one Performa in middle school that had the internet. That poor Performa. Stop all the downloading, please. I can't take it anymore. I wonder how many people hand assemble this board. I honestly did not look that up before I did. I bet it's not many. I bet many just bought the PCB. Or someone did a batch of them or whatever. Alright, so I'll have to tidy that one up just a bit because we splashed some solder on there previously from a previous whoopsie. Just a little whoopsie doodle. It's a little bit of a haha whoopsie. Alright. Let's make sure that solder flows all the way under that pad. Okay. Oops. There go my tweezers. Yeah, I don't remember the model of the LC. It was like a 550. It had a CD drive, I'm pretty sure. I just remember drawing like the Lion King on it in like Kid Pics or something like that. And they printed it out. I forget what style writer they had. Maybe it was some HP thing. But they printed it out. Actually, I think it was an HP thing. I had one of those old HP printer things. I think we gave it away or threw it away. This is before I was obsessed with printers. Not that I really need and or want one. Too many printers in my life already. Who am I kidding? You can never have too many printers. It's like having too much money. These people have so much money they don't know what to do with it. How about you give it to a charity? All right. Okay. 28.8 modem. Students did not get to use that one. We had a 14.4 modem, then a 33K modem, then a 56K modem. That's what, and then we had, cable modem eventually. And we didn't know you had to upgrade the cable modem every once in a while. So the internet got real slow one day, and we're like, we called up the cable company. They're like, you have a really old modem. We're like, so? Like, we're going to send you a new one, or you could just come and get it. We're like, okay. Like, fix the problem overnight. All right, so now we need to find some new components here. These are little piecemeal ones. 404, 406, 407, 403, 405. All capacitors, all different values. I have so many Ziploc bags after this. All right, so these are all resistors. Let me make a little pile of them. If I say 405, that's coming up. Yeah, we'll put that over there. 403, that's coming up. Put you over there. That's a resistor. That's not the thingamajig I need. That's not one I need. C406. Okay, so we need 404 still. Have I lost 404? That would be ironic. 404, item not found. Here it is, 404. What the heck is this? That's a little wee one. L401. Okay, we're not there yet. And 407, yes, we review. Okay, so I think... Yeah, then we get to resistor. Resistors there. This is a little power inductor. Got more resistors. Okay, great. We are on our way here, folks. Oh, you're still in SCSI. Alright, so let's do this in order here. We have 404. This is a wee one. Let's hope we got the right size, because this is a tiny little guy. Yeah, 404 goes right there. And again, the list of materials is linked in the video description. So if you want to follow along, or if you want to do whatever, but skip to the end of the video if you're watching this afterwards and see if the darn thing works. Because, yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know if all these parts are good yet. We certainly don't have a switch that fits. We'll probably be able to just rig something up. But the switches I bought were certainly not the right type. It's so tiny. Alright, so this is 404. It's right there. I hope I have not. It was a bit touch and go there for a while. Alright. Bathe that in flux. So yeah, I've been a bit busy, behind on videos and projects and such, but if you are a supporter or a patron, you also get access to a fun little podcast that myself and Colin of This Does Not Compute do. So if you're a patron of either of ours, or a YouTube member, for me at least, you get access to a fun little podcast that we do. We just talk about whatever, mostly technical stuff. Sometimes it's household repairs or whatever is bothering us that week. But if you enjoy hearing me ramble, or you want something to fall asleep to, that might be a good option. So please consider that. If you support me, it is part of the benefit that you get for as little as $1 a month. That's one of the benefits you get. And it helps me do silly projects like these things, and make sure that I continue archiving discs and all that fun stuff. And speaking of archiving discs, I got some Mac OS Chirp discs. And if you don't know what that is, look up Chirp. Common Reference Hardware Platform. It was going to be the second wave of the PowerPC clones, and it never happened. But a very, very, very kind individual donated those discs to me. They did not want to be named, but they donated those discs to me. And I am super excited to take a look at them. This is 406, I believe. Was the one I just put in? Yes, 406. And I'm doing a little video about that. So hopefully that'll be up this weekend. 406, 406. There we go, 406. And there's a lot of fun things about that release, and it explains a lot. It really does. Like, why wasn't this thing released? Oh, yeah, that's why. So, really, really interested to share that, because I don't think it's something that there's certainly not another copy of it online. The only copy I've seen were screenshots from someone trying to sell a prototype, and they never dumped the hard drive. Which would have been cool, but I think these discs sort of solved that problem. And if you have a Chirp system, let me know, because I don't. I would love to see how that stuff works on non-Apple hardware. So all I've been able to test on is Apple hardware. Yes. Yeah, it's a fascinating piece of history. I mean, I'm very fascinated by the Mac clones and all that stuff, as one may tell. All right, C407. These are so tiny. I wish I could reuse all these plastic bags for something. Oh, shoot. That little cap just fell right between the chair onto the floor. Let's see if I can find it. Probably not. Oh, gosh. It's so tiny. Hold, please. Old man getting on his knees to look. I did not order extras of this one. Usually pretty good at finding little components that fell on the floor, but I'll be back. This might take a while, folks. I found it. At least I think that's it. Oh. How much did you pay for that Star Max? I hope it wasn't a lot. I am using 375 degrees Celsius. Does that look like the component I had? I thought the one I had was a little more bright white. I guess. I don't think that would help the situation. Oh boy. Alright, so that was 407. I guess if I had a component tester, I could wire it up and test it, but I'm pretty sure that's where it fell, in that general direction. And it might have bounced. I didn't see another one, but these aren't usually caps I use, so I'd be very surprised if this is a different one. Anyway, 407. If this one blows up, then we know why. I'm actually very surprised I found it. Yeah, I found when I had a cheaper soldering iron, I had to set it higher because it really wasn't getting to the temperature that I set it at. And then when I got this one, I had to lower it a little bit. But, you know, each manufacturer is a little different. So you might have to just adjust your temperature settings and your whatnots. All right, so that's 407. Next one listed is 403. Just right here. Yeah, I used to be at around 400, and then I lowered it for a project, and it's not that big of a difference, but if there's a problem, I could always raise it again. It's not too bad. Capacitors are so tiny. If you're going to do this project and you're brand new to soldering, or you're a novice like me when it comes to displacing parts, you might want to just order 2. Double up some components. I almost ordered enough to make 2 of these, because I have 3 of these boards. But I wanted to make sure I was smart enough about what components fit where before I did that. And I'm glad I did, because like those switches don't fit. So I'm gonna have to figure out which ones do fit and then solve that problem. Although for me, I don't care if it looks ugly. You could just change it up. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, just leave it like that. If you just leave it like that, oh, Bruce would be pissed. I'm not making this easy for myself. You know, it's probably easier. Oh, shoot. That was not a smart idea. Where the hell did that go? Ah, damn it. It flew up and went somewhere. Anyone got an instant replay? Crap. I should have just left it. my one little component. Oh boy. Anyone catch the number on that locomotive? I want to say it went in this direction. Remember what I said, kids, about getting duplicate components? That's exactly why, for stupid things like that. I did not, Bruce. At this point, now it's just stupid of me trying to save a nickel. I mean, it couldn't have gone that far. I say with my very cluttered desk full of crap. I mean, we haven't had a Mac 84 looks for things for a while. It is not on the end of the iron as far as I could tell. Let's see where it could have gone. Crap. That might actually be gone. Because it flipped up and it could have easily ricocheted on something. And I don't think the YouTube capture would guide me where it went. Let's just see if it got stuck anywhere on the board with flux or anything. No. Well, I'm an idiot. I don't see that part anywhere nearby. Well, see, I have a carpet right under my feet here, but what happened is I think it flew up. Squeak, sorry. And I think it hit the microscope light, which it's not like stuck up there or anything, but it could have easily like hit me and then fall into the ground or something. I don't know. Sticky talk. Crotch component. Let's check the keyboard tray here. You know, I must have jinxed myself saying I find them pretty well when they fly off, but I'm used to doing that stupid trick with much heavier components. So it was really silly of me to be lazy and try and move the component that way. And there's so much crap on my desk here that it could just be hiding anywhere. Northwest. I could probably steal a cap off of something, but I'd have to measure it and all blah 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 blah. So what cap number was that? That was 403. That is 330 picofarad. Don't think I have any of those. Years ago, I should have bought one of those capacitor booklets Bruce told me to, which had like little samples of like every type of capacitor. Let me check the floor just in case. Oh, you got captured a video. Let's see what direction it goes in. Ooh. Northwest it is. All right. Good eye gut bomb. So we lost a component. It flew in a northwesterly direction. Let me turn down my thingamajig. Of course, northwest is where all this crap is. So that is less encouraging, but you never know. It could be here, just hiding around. I found a little component. This might be it. Wouldn't that be freaking hilarious? Where'd it go? This might be too small, though. I don't think that was it. I think that's too small. I don't think that was the original component. The one that's right there. I think that was something else. Damn. Back and to the left. Yeah, the one that I sent flying was the similar size to the other. We're gonna keep looking. Oh boy. Maybe it hit something and just stopped. That would have been nice. you know? Give Steve a win for once. Knowing my luck, it probably flew into something else and is like really gone. Yep, there goes my flux on the ground. I swear this house is like the foundation is tilted. Everything just rolls. And this is what happens when you don't clean your bench and all your crap is everywhere. Like it could have been in that paper towel I wiggled, you know. I don't even know where I'm looking anymore. Oh boy. I think it went in this direction, but I could also be mistaken. If we don't find it, we'll just continue. I have to order a new switch anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Would have been nice to get it all done in one shot. That's not usually the reality here. Well, I didn't have so much crap on my desk. I think that's a goner at the projectile rate that was at. That must have just went whee! You know, it could have easily dug itself somewhere into something. So I am not too confident of finding this stupid little thing. And we'll just have to order another one. Yay! More money down the drain. $7 shipping for one component. I'll probably order a new switch too. So at least we'll have one that fits. I think that's gone. Ugh. Well, I'm an idiot. I know. Yeah, I need to order a lot of things. I just don't get around to it. I forget. Well, there's a little component here. I doubt it's a... Doesn't look like the right size. But there's one that's just sitting here. Where'd my flux go? That's right. It fell down. Boy. You know, let's look on the ground, just in case. Yeah. Order 100 of what you need. Steve, why did this project cost over $1,000? Because I lose things. I don't see it down there. Alright, well, we can't have nice things. I'm pretty sure it's not this little component. Yeah, that's too small. I don't know where these came from. I had 2 of these just sitting here. Probably from something. I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag. Goes on. But they're too small for anything else. Hopefully, folks, you learned from my mistake. Dropped component fund via Patreon. Oh, boy. Alright, well, we could skip whatever the hell that component was, 407. And I blame Bruce for that because I was trying to make it all straight and pretty for him. I learned it from watching you, Bruce. And Bruce is like, I don't want to be associated with this weirdo. All right, let's find our next component here. That was 407. So let's mark that down and let's move away from the crotch cam here. Let me remind myself 407 is the one I need to order. And just for funsies, Gutbum did share a video here, and I should show it for the class. How can I do this? Screen capture. All right, here we go. This is what happened. Whee! Just a little bit too much of a nudge. And it went flying. So, yeah, that component is... Wait, is this it? Did I just find it? Did I just find it? I think this is it. Seriously? Where'd you go? I was so giggling I can't move the camera. I just looked to the left. And this guy was just hanging out. Where'd you go? Did I lose it again? Where'd you go? He just put you somewhere. This little guy was just hanging out. Is that the same one? I mean, I think so. Yay! Well, how the hell that happened? Well, we're going to put it on properly. This is nuts. All the cap details are in the video description. There's a laundry list of them. That was lucky. And if that pad explodes, then we know it's not the right one. But we can try. Someone's looking out for me. All right, so let's even this pad. And then we'll just put that one into place. If it's crooked, Bruce will just have to deal with it. Because I was watching your video, Gutbomb. Thank you very much, by the way. And subscribe to Gutbomb's channel if you haven't done so already. Please, Gutbomb, put a link to your channel in the chat. He has a lot of great videos about crummy computers. And when you watch his videos, you'll explain why I say crummy computers. But anyway, I noticed it went to the left. Oh, thank you, Gutbomb. Order new caps anyway. I shall. I have to order a new Switch, which will at least be $2. So thank you very much. Eep! And please, Gutbomb, put your YouTube channel in the chat here. Gutbomb makes videos I wish I had the time to make. And I'm just going to add more solder to this rather than fussing with this because I don't necessarily care if it's crooked. I don't want to make it fly off the board again. Because that would be a oopsie doodle. All right. Now let's see. We were at 407. So now 403 is the next one. That is line. Crap, where did I put that bag? Misplaced one thing, you misplaced all. Huh? Empty. This one's empty. This one's empty. This one has one extra component in there. Where'd the other one go? 403. That's what I need. 403. Gutbomb, put your channel in the... There we go. Okay. No! Bad Gutbomb. Bad. Last time I asked you to put your channel in the comments section. My goodness. Oh boy. These characters. These silly people. Where the hell did that little capacitor go? 403, right? Yeah, that comes after 407. So this is 405. There's one more missing. So it's 3. This one? No. Well, now I'm missing a baggie. Is it one of these? No. That's one I did already. Ah, poop. All right, well, let's go to 405, and then we'll circle back and try and find four. No, 403 is the one I lost. Okay, then we're good. Sorry, brain not good. Brain bad, especially when losing things. All right, let's this one here. Look, this one has 3 attention stickers. Oh, this one does have film on it. It's just on the opposite side. I was looking at it. Although Gupam has a very pretty Mac 2 SI in his collection, temporarily. And I will put my fume extractor on in a second after I remove the component from my fingertip. Ugh, idiot, Steve. Oh boy. It's gonna be a long night, isn't it? I don't think we're gonna get this whole thing done. It's already 11 p.m. But we'll continue until I get annoyed. Oh, look at that. Speaking of getting annoyed. There we go. So that's a lesson to you folks. Either set up a big sticky tarp so your parts fly away and you can find them, or order extras. They're not expensive. Okay. The 2SI is a great machine. All right, so that was 405, I think. Yes. So 407, 405, 403. 407, 403, 405 was the order, and then we had 404 and 406. So now we are down to resistors. So we need R410 and R411, which should be in the same batch. Here they are. Oh, and shout out to Colin if this is not compute, because he sent me this along with a few other discs. Disk Manager for Macintosh on track. What was that? On track computer systems. Supports PowerMax. I don't think this version was archived, or if it is, didn't have the box. So look at that. Fancy. So that'll be going up on Macintosh Guard. Thank you very much, Colin, for the kind donation. All right, let's get back to soldering. Or a poor excuse for soldering. Wasn't archived yet. All right, so let's take these little guys. All right, so let's find where these go. These are 410 and 411. Resistor 410, resistor 411. .410 and 411. There's 411 up there. 401, 402, 410. Okay, great. So pro tip, don't play around with components that you don't have duplicates to. You're going to have a bad time. Especially when you are using a comically large soldering iron for the job. But it's the tip I have installed and I'm too lazy to do anything about it. Four 10, 411. Just wanted to make sure it's accurate before I tack both of these suckers down. All right, good. Don't mess with me, good Bob. I've had a long night. Resistor 401 and 404 are next. There's 404 and there is 401. So let's find where these go. There's 401 and 404. They're right next to each other. Perfecto. Put some flux there. I'd love to do like a version of what Tech TV used to do with call for help. But then the internet is a dangerous place and a bunch of weirdos were calling, I'm sure. But it would be really fun to do that with like vintage Mac stuff and have people present their questions and we could help and answer. But then that would require pre-screening and setup and just to get friends on Discord or somewhere to get like a good mic and headphone setup is half a battle of doing something, and like times that by like random strangers. You're gonna have a bad time. All right, so this is 401. But theoretically, be a fun thing to do. Maybe at a VCF, like a live type thing. They used to do a Stump the Experts thing at WWDC or those old Macworlds. And I remember one of the answers, they showed a picture of a board. And they said, what logic board is this? And people were guessing. And the answer was a Quadra 840 AV. If memory serves. All right, so that one's installed. So that was 401. Now we go to 404. We should probably be making sure that that's the right value. Yes, it is. Ooh, this is an automotive grade capacitor. I don't think the winner... I don't actually know what the hell the winner got. Maybe they got like a sticker or something. Or an iTunes gift card. I do not know. See, that was back in the day where after the WWDC like keynote, they would have streaming things. I know that a lot of those were on DVD and stuff, but I don't know if they were like really... I almost lost that component. I don't know if they were really archived anywhere. This says 1,000, but the component says 100R, but this says 1,000 on it. I'm going to assume I ordered the right one. But R404 on the sheet says it's 100R, and this is 1,000. And this, unfortunately, doesn't... Well, let me look up the part number, I guess. 100 ohms. Yeah, so that should be fine, I guess. All right. Well, I guess it's just I'm not I can't talk. I'm not good with like the labels of these things, so I just wanted to make sure I wasn't confused. But yeah, all right, cool. Let's put some solder on that thing. Get it on this board. All right. So now we are up to 200. That is R405. 406, 405. Yeah, and this says 200. Okay, so this says 2000 on it. So that tracks, I guess. Okay, and this is R405. Let's find out where this goes. I mean, there's not too many spots left on here. Here we go. I mean, there are, but there aren't. For the longest time, I actually wanted a 20th anniversary Macintosh. But I don't know what I'd even do with it, you know? It's one of those things where if somebody offered me one, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'd probably do a little video about it or whatever, but also, things that interest me are a little bit different than things that may interest others. And our good pal Sean of Action Retro did a heck of a lot of cool stuff with his. And really, like, what is there to top? He put a G3 upgrade card in there. He put a bunch of other cool things in there. And I know he traded it for something else. Just waiting for this solder to melt on the bottom. Come on. I think he traded it for the Lisa he has, which I think was a good trade because, I mean, it's a neat computer and all, but I think he upgraded it as far as he could upgrade it. So, you know, what other things were there to do with it at that point? But yeah, it's a big solder ball, but who cares? All right, so now we're up to 409. But again, if one came along, I would not necessarily say no. I think they're neat, but also one of those machines you'd have to like find a good spot to put on a desk or whatever. Oh, thank you, Guppa. Grape iMac clamshell? You mean the tray loading ones? They didn't make clamshell iBooks, so you must mean the tray loading iMac. I got one of those for basically nothing, but I had to take a bunch of crap, and now I have this wide format Epson printer I need to find a home for. And every time I go to list it, I get a bunch of crazy people who are messaging me. And every time I do that, I either think, I just want to throw this to the curb, or hey, maybe I should spend the $200 and get ink for this thing and see if it works or not. And then I realize that would probably never happen, and it would just sit there, and then I wouldn't print anything. Are you free? Okay, good. That didn't fly too far. And I would not use it, and the ink would dry up and all that fun stuff. This is 409. It is right up there. You know, besides that switch, all these other components, I seem to have guessed the size correctly so far. I just jinxed myself there. Oh yeah, see, like I'm all about those weird upgrade cards and stuff. I love that stuff. Give that to me. I love to play around with that stuff and compare them. I actually picked up some accelerators and stuff like that from VCF Midwest. Wooden Gamer was in the chat earlier here, I believe. Sold me a trio of interesting cards. Not sure if they work, but the price was pretty good. And so I figured, what the heck, I'll try. And that I have to do. I have to pay some attention to that. All right. So that was 409. Now 408. Well, we're running out of resistors. At least in that little pile. Threes. Hopefully this isn't as boring as it sometimes seems to be, rummaging through all these parts. We're getting there. 408. Did I do that yet? No, that's the one after that. Okay, and then I think the rest are in there. Okay, cool. All right, this is 408. Some of these have double plastic bags. They're like, why the hell does this guy keep ordering just one of these? All right, so this is 408. Does that go right below 409? Wait, what? We put a capacitor there, I think. No. Yes. We did a dumb, and maybe nobody told me, but I just noticed we did a dumb. That's resistor 408, and that's where a capacitor is. Where is capacitor 408? 402, 401. Capacitor 408 is here. That wouldn't have been a oopsie. All right, so let's make sure we understand. Capacitor 408. C408 is one of those tiny ones. Yeah, so I put it in the wrong spot. Put it in the wrong dang spot. Oh, this is going to be fun to remove. By fun, I mean we might lose the damn thing, but I think I have a spare. All right, so first off, put that one over there so we don't lose that. We made a boo-boo. With enough current, anything is possible. I don't want to have to use hot air for this if I don't have to. I know what happened last time. Put more flux on this thing. There we go. All right, so 408 goes here. All right, now we can put the real resistor 408 there. My goodness. That might have caused some sparks. Or at least caused the stupid thing not to work. All right. So let's go back down to this resistor 408. That should be good. It's always hard to tell if it's like completely under there or not, but all right. Great. So now we go down here and resistor 301, 402, 403, and 407 are all the same. Okay, great. So now we just defined where I put that little baggie. Did I bring that out yet? Probably not. Okay, so the 302 and 406 are separate. So this is, we're nearing the last of the resistors. Then we have a bunch of headers and stuff to do, which we might take a break on those, but at least we'll get a head start. So we have 4 more of these. So these go to 301, 402, 403, 407. So let's flux those up. 406 and 4. Nope, that's 407. That's what we have to do. 407. And then we have 403. And then we have 302 and 301. All right, so let's put these on. Ow, I just stabbed my finger. But I got the component, so that's okay. So this is 407. Let me get that right. We made enough boo-boos today. All right. And then the rest go over here on this side of the board. Joe, are you sharing serial numbers again? That's the best party trick ever. All right. So these are 301, 402, and 403. So we have, whoopsies, 301, 402, and 403. Okay, 301, 402, 403, and then we already put down 407. Did we talk about favorite Halloween candy yet? Or just favorite candy in general? You give me like some chocolate covered pretzels, I'll be your best friend, you know. Chocolate covered pretzels. Not really a fan of like gum or anything like that, but give me some carbs and some chocolate. Oh yeah. Jolly Ranchers, those are good ones. Hey Ian, I didn't see you. Hi. I was busy cursing at my soldering iron. And Eric, hello, hello. I was doing real dumb stuff. He may not have just eaten some. Nice. All right, now we are on to resistor 302, and then 406 is the one after that. So 302 is this guy here. Ian, were you around when I lost two components? One flew around, and then one fell on the ground, and I found both of them somehow. Magic. Magic. Yes, peanut butter cups. Those are a favorite of mine as well. Kit Kats are good too. I can't have the standard Kit Kats, but they do make dairy-free ones. And what's made that component go wee? So that's good at least. And they're not bad. They taste pretty good. All right, so this is 302. 302 is right there. Yeah. I always liked Milky Way and Snickers. Those were good. Back when they didn't destroy my stomach with their nonsensical dairy. Okay. Okay, so that one's on. And then the next one is the last resistor, as far as I can tell, 406. Ow. So this is 406, and that goes somewhere there. There we go. Goes right next to the pile of all the other flux. I'm going to put this one where the number is upside down, just to make Bruce's brain itch. No, we're not going to do that. That would be mean. And also would make my brain itch, so, you know, can't have that. Okay. All right. That's the last of the resistors. Now we have L. What are these, inductors? We have a bunch of these. All right. And box parts, box parts, box parts. All right. So we're looking for L401. Oh, crap. That's the first one I selected. How about that? Oh, these are tiny also. Parts are also freaking tiny. I mean, I guess I should have expected that. All right. So L401 goes right there. And that's exactly what this is. Oh, I haven't had Reese's Pieces in ages. Oh, Butterfingers are good too. Good thing I don't have much candy in the house. So I gain weight instantly. Just chowing down after this conversation. All right, so this is 401. And that goes right there. I get the darn thing out of the package. Ow. Come on. There we go. My goodness. plenty of flux here to go around. Hopefully. Maybe. Put that solder ball to work. Come over here. Well, this has solder on the pad already. So I'll just even that out for the next little guy. I believe is 402. I will say the oat milk based or whatever they use it for the Hershey's non dairy chocolate. It's actually pretty damn good. I was surprised because I wasn't really always a milk chocolate fan, but I always liked the Hershey's ones. And then when I couldn't have those anymore, I was like, oh, I kind of miss it. And I mean, they're stupid expensive, so you know they're a nice treat. You know, people get it for us for holidays or birthdays or whatever. They're pretty good. All right, put this guy on here. And if you're in the chat and you haven't liked the video yet, please consider gently smashing that like button an odd number of times. I would certainly appreciate it. My YouTube analytics would certainly appreciate it. I haven't done as many videos as I would have liked to this year. And life has just gotten in the way. But no worries, I am trying to rectify that. I have plenty of footage recorded, I just have to find time to edit it. And I really do enjoy editing it. So it's just one of those things I have to find the time to do. Alright, so those two are on there. So now we need L501. That's L402. Wait a second. If this is L402, then what the hell did I just put on there? What? What did I just put on there? I just thought I put on... Yeah, what the... Hold, please. It's L401. R302. Did I put R302 on there? No. But that looks like the right thing. Oh, gosh darn it, Steven. Hold, please. Brain is rebooting. Oh, the bag is empty. Alright, thank God. What the hell, Steven, you idiot. Put the bags in the right spot. Alright, so that was L401. I think we're going to have to wind down in a little bit because my brain is just not working anymore. L401 and L402 are successfully on the board. And these little Ziploc bags, feeling with my fingers, have absolutely nothing inside of them. So we will put these to the side. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Oh boy. Hey, hardware hacker. Alright, so now we're looking for L501. That's what I was trying to think of brain going. 501. Here's L501. This is a chunky guy. This goes here. That's the big guy there. So we're going to have to probably put a liberal amount of flux there and pre-tin that pad. That probably will help it out a bit. Look how nice it works with some nice flux and everything. Goes on very nicely. Now, I actually have never put on one of these before, and I don't know if they're polarized or not. I would assume not. Just like the other little power inductors, I assume there's no polarization on it. There's certainly no marking on the board to say so, so I think we're okay. But I'm saying it out loud now because you smart people in the chat would also know. And if I'm about to make a boo-boo, be good to know that. Well, that's interesting of how that is. How the hell are we going to do this? I guess we're just going to heat up the hell up. Thank you, Joe, for making brain happier slightly. Go, remember thing? Where'd my tweezers go? There we are. All right, we're just going to heat the hell out of each pad. Let's swirl it around so the 101 is facing up. I think that worked. Nope. Kind of did, but it kind of didn't. So we're just going to have to heat that up again. Yeah, hot air would probably be a good thing here. Let me just tack it down. My concern is blowing all the other components off the board. But who knows? Hey, Dave, how's it going? Saw Dave's spooky stream before. This was a very spooky stream. We had components that almost flew off of the board. Spooky enough for me. So hot air is recommended for this package type of thingamajig, I guess. Yeah, because that's certainly not... I mean, I guess if I just shove a hell of a lot of solder on there, it should be fine. Well, let's try that first. A spooky milestone. Thank you very much, Hardware Hacker. Eep! I think that side is pretty much solid. I think that side is too. I might have not needed hot air for it. Let's see if those connections look okay. Can't really stick my tweezers under or anything, so I think that's solid. Yeah, it's touching a lot of the metal. Might want to get a little more under there on that side, but I think we're in a good spot. What say you, watchers of YouTube? Without I just really don't want to risk blowing any components off the board. We've had enough cursed stuff go on today. All right, so that's L501. So now we have J101. I think that is, yeah, these big connectors here. And then we have the switch, which I can't put on because I don't have it. And then we have this big BNC connector. So we're pretty much done with this board. How about that? These jumpers, I will have to remind myself with the pictures. Let's go into the website they had here and make sure we are doing the right thing. Whoopsies, wrong one. Ah, let's see. There was. Let's select the right thingamajig first. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, that's me. No, I want to move the window, the web thing. Oh, I guess I gotta move the whole thing. Oh, OBS. Thank you for being weird. All right, so just put a blob of solder over. I will probably do that. Ian, looks good enough. Okay, so let's see. So what we have to do is this board that we're building sits on top of it's the cheese in the middle of a grilled cheese sandwich essentially. So we have pins and all these things that go up and down and all this stuff. So we need to put on sockets, and okay, so here's what it looks like here. So the pins go on this side here, and the other side are the female sockets. Okay, so that's good to know. So that's that. I thought I ordered 2 of these. Ah, crap. Did I not order 2 of these? Maybe I didn't. Yay! I mean, I have pin headers. I have spares. I just really thought I had ordered enough for this, but I could be wrong. Hold on. So this is... Those are those. BNC. Okay. So, let's see what I ordered here. My goodness. Thank you very much, Hardware Hacker. Yes, did a thing. Yep. Very kind of you. Let's try and see if I have the right pin headers. If not, at the hunt for them. I have some somewhere. I have a lot of things somewhere. Let's go back to the thing so you can see what the hell I'm looking at. Yeah. These don't look correct. Oh, they are. Not... Well, I need to order more parts, apparently. You freaking idiot, Stephen. So, I need 2 sets of these. I ordered 2. I thought that would be enough, because I miscounted. I got confused. It's okay. So, these have to go here. And so, I need to order 2 more of these. Or, you know, the right sizes. And then I need the other ones. So I cannot really continue as it is today because I'm a big idiot. But at least I'm nearly there. So now I know what parts I had to order. What I mixed up was the headers and the sockets or whatever these things are. Where'd the other bag go? I just had it. Here it is. Ugh. Well, the video signal comes in via the BNC connector, which I haven't soldered on yet, but this is where I got confused. And I thought it was duplicative on the thing, and I must have crossed it out. I ordered 1 of these headers, thinking it was 2 of them or something. I don't know. Oopsies. So I just need to order a few more components. You can't see what the hell I'm doing. So I need to just double up what I just ordered. That's all. I thought that when I was doing these, that I ordered 2 of the right size, but obviously I only ordered 2 of smaller sizes, which makes 1. And then this, I thought I ordered an extra long one I could cut in half, but I guess I didn't. So I just got confused. That's okay. And so the BNC connector plugs into here. And so I could put that on, although that would make it annoying to solder this. So I'm not going to do that right now. What I will do is probably wrap it up for tonight because it's almost midnight. And so what I need to do is I need to order a new switch. And if I'm ordering a new switch, I might as well order... I mean, if I'm ordering these headers, might as well order a new switch. I know I have these. I'm not too concerned about that. What I am concerned about is the 40-pin female connector. I mean, it looks SCSI-ish, but I don't think I have the right one of that. So Yeah. Yeah, so, and yeah, to get the RF signal out of the LaserDisc player, I'm going to have to open it up and solder something to it anyway. And I have to decide what player I want to solder it to. And I hope these pins, let's do a test here. Yeah. I hope these pins are long enough for this very expensive board thingamajig. This is that Cypress CY USB 3 Kit 003. And what does it say it comes with? Comes with PCB, quick start guide, and a USB cable. So let's just make sure that the pins are long enough to fit into that. Electrostatic sensitive devices. It's a fancy box and everything. Look at this. Come on, focus. Focus, please. Thank you. All right, so we got this little thingamajig here. And inside we have this board. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Camera's not happy. The camera wants to not stream anymore either. But what I'm going to do is just lift up this board here. They did give us some jumpers. And I just want to make sure that these pins make a good connection with this. Yeah, they should. Oh, that one. Oh, I see. There's a blocked pin there, so we have to cut a pin. That's okay. I can manage that. All right, so I could order a new header. That's fine. And I could order the correct thing there. And we need to find a good switch. So, since I have everyone's undivided attention, let's go to Mouser and see what I did wrong, Pa. I love that Looney Tunes cartoon. What did I do, Pa? What did I do? Let's go to Mouser. Let's go to my account. Let's log in and let's find the part that I ordered, and let's correct our assumptions here. So here's my order history, and I'll share the screen in 1 second. I just want to find the thing without doxing myself. Switch. Where's the switches? There's the switch. Okay. And there's the other header. Yeah, so I ordered one of those. I should have ordered two. And, you know, it's not super helpful because I understand they can't all have their own picture on Mouser. But when they don't, it's really annoying. It really is. Okay, so let's share my screen here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so why isn't what is it sharing? Oh, I had the wrong thingamajig. Hold please. Brain not working. That's a bit better. I have to adjust it because the width isn't right. Close enough. Okay, so this is the one I have to reorder. So we're $1.51. Maybe I'll just reuse what I have. Here's the one I need two of. Now, so this is 2 row 20. It needs to be 2 row 40. So that's fine. I can easily find another one. Here is the switch module that I screwed up. So I need this type here. The type that's flat. What do they call that? What do they call that? I'll have one of them. I guess I could just bend them, but it wouldn't fit. Oh, there goes the headers. It wouldn't fit on my board because it's a much smaller space as well. So I need to, I guess, measure the pitch of that and get the right type. Yeah, nobody wants to come here anyway. We shoot on site. All right, so we have a switch here. Let's go back to here because this had the switch, but I couldn't find the exact one. which one was it? This guy. Yeah, so this just has this number here. And if I search for this number, I get a few different things, but nothing really helpful. And if I search for this on Mouser, you know, we don't have that exact component. But let's like click on this one here. So it's supposed to look like that. Go away. It's supposed to look like that. Smart request for quote. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be annoying. So anyway, I got to figure this out in my own time. But one of those things that just to order the right parts. But we're almost there. So what we have to do is solder on those headers. We have to solder on the BNC connector. And then next time for the stream, I'll have my LaserDisc player set up here. Once I figure out which one I want to solder up the thing to. And then we'll have to plug it into that. And I'm sure we'll have to flash it and put some software on there and all that fun stuff. But that's going to take some time. But at least I got a head start on it. My goodness. Oh, camera's not being happy now. But anyway, I'm working on a few videos, so I hope to see those done in the next few days. Hopefully the one I'm going to finish with, I could post probably Sunday. I don't know. We'll see how quick I am. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I guess I could order those parts. If I really had to, I could reuse that switch. If I really had to, I could find some other things. But, you know, this is going to be something I'm going to use, so might as well do it right and not half-ass it and break it. And then I could update the bomb thing I made. Hey, I was like 90% correct, at least so far. Who knows? I plug this thing into power. It might explode, but here's a good view of the one side there. We've made some pretty good progress. And the backside is not really going to have too much on it except those headers. So, yeah, I am pretty happy with how this turned out so far. I'm very glad I didn't lose those capacitors. Oh, come on, focus. Focus. In fact, I might order some more of those. Let me make a little note to myself just in case I did screw up or something like that. That was 407, let's say 405, and 403. Just in case. An extra 25 cents is nothing to make sure we have that right. So yeah, that's about it. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this Halloween. Hope it wasn't too spooky for you. And thank you so much for all the super chats and the support and all that fun stuff. Don't forget, if you are a supporter on Patreon or YouTube, you get access to Unimplemented Trap, the fun podcast that myself and Colin of This Does Not Compute do, and it's a lot of fun. We were supposed to record one this week and we both got busy. There should be another one soon, and I haven't live streamed in a while, so I'm going to try and keep up with that. I certainly have plenty of projects to do, but also trying to release some videos. So thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate it. Smash the like button before you go. Have a good night, have a good weekend, happy Halloween. And do I have an end screen? I always forget. I guess not. It's not set up here. Oh well. Yeah. I'm gonna press stop streaming now. Oh wait, no, not from this button. See, I can't even remember where the hell I do the thing from. There it is. There's the button. All right, push the button. Bye. Have a good night.